Hi guys. All right, let's go ahead and get it started. All right. Yay! Happy Wednesday! We made it another week, right? We got some stamping to do. I'm going to try to make the short introduction today to all the announcements and stuff that's going on. Hi, Irene. Thank you for moderating. Is Teresa here too? I don't see her rolling in yet, but thank you. Hi, Renee. Thank you. I got your message. Yes, the link did not link you to my YouTube channel. You know what, you guys, seriously, I don't need to know that. I can't fix it. Just find me on YouTube. I feel like lately it's like a contest to find out what I do wrong, to be the first one to let me know. So yes, I got the message. The link does not work in the newsletter, but I posted on our Facebook business page. So hopefully you guys got here. I see you guys all rolling in. So thank you, everybody. Thank you. I love my shirt from Stampin' Up. We got these at On Stage. It's awesome. This is like, I think this is probably my most favorite Stampin' Up shirt of all time, like of all 21 years. Seriously, it is so soft and amazing. And it was just thrown out in the audience. Remember I mentioned that Beth caught it? Hi, Teresa. So, yeah, so I love it. I love it. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to the Glitter Pit. Happy to see you guys are here rolling in. All right, let me just see if there's any questions before we get started. How do you get on the early bird? Well, you click on the video to make it bigger, and then the chat should open up. You do have to sign into your YouTube channel account. Renee, hopefully that helps you. But you do have to, I think you have to make the screen bigger for the early bird chat to open up, okay? And then don't forget to log into your YouTube channel account. All right. Hopefully I won't be hit with all the ads today. I know, I'm sorry. That is definitely a YouTube thing with the ads. I'm so sorry. I know it happens to everybody. It happens to me too. All right, so let's go ahead and flip this over. Let me make sure everything is lined up good here for my screen here. All right. Actually, let me just take this off my face so you guys can see more of my screen. That way I'm not kind of like topsy-turvy, right? I got a slight cough. I don't know where it's come from, but let me tell you, it's supposed to be spring, but it sure don't feel like it. I think it was 32 today, high of 40 here in Michigan. And I feel like most of you guys are feeling the same temperatures. It is like chilly. So don't put those winter coats away yet. Spring is not here. Even though it might be on the calendar, it's not in the temperature wise. Okay, so let me just quickly remind you guys, this is the host code. Please use this host code before April 1st. I also found out, I think I found out yesterday, which I don't know why Stampin' Up did not tell us this at On Stage. Remember, I went to On Stage with the hopes of finding stuff out. Apparently, the last day to use any host codes or cash them in will be April 11th. So I was under the assumption that with the new Stampin' Rewards rolling out and the new, but the host code ending, I thought that was all going to be on April 15th, but apparently not. I did not get the memo until I actually called in Stampin' Up, and there was a message on there saying that all host codes have to be finalized or added before April 11th. So if you guys are demonstrators using host codes, please keep that in mind, because come April 15th, you're going to be too late, okay? So I say all that, so I am closing this host code on April 1st. So it's allowing me enough time to get the gifts, and then I'm going to turn around and resend them out to everybody that used this host code, okay? And then this will be my last host code for me to use with my business, all right? So, and this will be ending on April 11th, sorry. I just found that out yesterday. Also, I made a quick video. Some of my customers were asking, how do you claim your Paper Pumpkin subscription? Remember, Paper Pumpkin has now officially moved over to StampinUp.com. And in order to claim your Paper Pumpkin subscription that you had over at paperpumpkin.com, remember you had a separate email account, a separate password. There is a way. Please go on my blog or on my Facebook business page, the video, and as well as on my YouTube channel. I did post the Claiming Your Paper Pumpkin subscription. You can also just create a new account. So it's no worries. And then also this will be where you go into pause your subscription if you want to skip a month. Also, if you want to cancel it, everything will be done in this portal now, all right? So, and this is done on your online account that you're already placing orders with me as your demonstrator with Stampin' Up. So when you go to shop, this is the online account that you're going to be making your Paper Pumpkin subscription. You're claiming that, okay? So, and again, you can open up a whole nother Paper Pumpkin subscription. Because apparently when I filmed that video for myself, all my emails were not working. So I had to create another account. So go figure. But it works. So just know that you might have to create another account. Okay? And then also, this is our card sketch. You know what's so weird is when I was going on vacation to Onstage, I have scheduled out a lot of Facebook posts so it would post automatically for me for my business. And I had actually posted this card on my Facebook page, but I forgot to post it on my website, my blog. So we're just catching up now. So if you did see it on Facebook, this is the new card sketch for this week, 367. The tutorial or the printable is in this week's newsletter, all right? And it's this card right here. And I think somebody was asking me what size is this Delightful Wishes designer paper. It actually is 3 3/4 by 5. I thought it was 4 by 4, but see, I'm way ahead now on my card sketches, so I couldn't quite remember. So, but it is on the printable. So the designer paper is 3 3/4 by 5, and then you're just angle cutting it, okay? So that is posted in the newsletter. All right, let me get a Kleenex. Okay, so this is the current Paper Pumpkin. If you're signing up for Paper Pumpkin with your new account over on StampinUp.com or on your online store, this is the Paper Pumpkin you're signing up for. This is the Inked Occasions. It is absolutely beautiful. You're subscribing between March 11th and April 10th, okay? And then remember, April 11th is when the Paper Pumpkin kits are sent out. So make sure you're subscribed before April 10th. All right. Also, for all my team that are here, this is the last day to subscribe. Sorry, not subscribe, but sign up over on my team page for our Buzzing Buddies Mystery Stamping event that will be held on April 17th. Today is the last day to sign up to get the consumables mailed to you. All right. So I'm just putting that quick reminder out to my team to do that before the end of the day if you are wanting to take part of our mystery stamping for our team. And then this is the creativity files for March. Hopefully everybody is getting them. I got a batch to do today, so as soon as we get done with the live, I'm going to do that and get those all up to date. So as of today, I have ordered thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of free FSM token bundles. You guys are all over it. So remember, next week, March 31st, will be the last day to claim your FSM tokens if you have any left, meaning any 10 tokens. If you have 2 tokens, if you have 8 tokens, it is way too late to cash in any of those tokens. I'm talking to those that have at least 10 increments of 10 tokens. You can cash those 10 tokens in for a free stamp set, a free bundle, or a free die collection. Remember, you email me here. Sometimes I'm not on Facebook a lot, even though I know I'm using social media more in my business, but I am not on there to check my emails. You guys got to email me here. And then what I do is I put you guys in a folder so I know that that's when I'm ordering all the free bundles and stuff, all right? So if you message me on Facebook, there's a high chance that I might have missed you. So if I have missed you, please email me again and remind me. I appreciate all the reminders because so much stuff going on in the world and just coming back from vacation. So email me here, dawn@theglitterpit.com. This is my email that you have to email me at. And remember, I need the item that you want, the name, with the item number and your name and address, so I can compare that that's the right address. And then also when I'm adding the order, I want to make sure that's the item that you want, because believe it or not, sometimes an item number gets messed up, and then I always fall back on the name of the item that you want. So the name of the item number, and also your shipping address. All right, this is what I need to place your FSM Club order. All right, so I think, what does the 31st land on? Is that no, that's a Monday? What day is that land on? I don't have my calendar here. I want to say it's either Monday or Tuesday. It's March 31st is the last day for the tokens to be cashed in, all right? And again, if you have any questions, just email me and I'll tell you what your count is, all right? I have posted double FSM tokens twice within the last month. So I was hoping to generate you guys to get up to your 10 tokens. And I understand not everybody's getting my newsletter, not everybody's signing up for my blog feed, but just know that it has been announced and I don't know what more I can do. So it's for every 10 tokens, you get a free item from me. All right? Hi, honey. Yay, my honey is here. Yay. Wow, this is like a treat. You guys see Richard here? Thank you. All right, so, and then also we got our printable. We're making 2 cards today. This is one of the stamp sets. Let me just tell you, because you think that when I use products that you guys get inspired and you're like, wow, I guess I need that stamp set now. This same thing happens to me as a demonstrator, whether we're going to an on-stage event, or when I went on my crafting cruise. So at the crafting cruise, we used this Adventure Together stamp set, and I was not wanting it. I just cannot emphasize that enough. I even told Richard and everybody in the room when we were cruising that, oh my gosh, I got to get the stamp set and bundle now because it's so cute. But see, I'm not a camper, so I don't go camping. And there's a story behind that, but needless to say, I do not go camping. So I just really didn't think I needed this stamp set, but it's so cute, you guys. Hopefully when I was on stage, you guys seen all the goodie bags that I made for everybody, for my friends and my team and my tutorial girls that attended also on stage. So they all got the goodie bag with the card and a little treat box with a bunch of candy and stuff. So I'm using the stamp set / bundle today on 2 fun folds. And I'm using the Timeless Plaid, which is also back in stock, which I'm so happy about. So this printable, again, it's 2 pages, 2 fun folds. They're the exact same type of fun fold, but one opens horizontal and one opens up vertical. And I'm going to show you the cards right now. So you'll have to print the printable. If you do not subscribe to my newsletter, please subscribe to my newsletter. Go to my website, which is right over here. This is my website, dawnstampingthoughts.net. And then along the right-hand side, if you're looking on a main computer, like a PC, you're going to look along the right-hand side underneath my picture. And there should be, yes, to sign up for my newsletter is what I'm saying. So, but the printable will be posted on my website tomorrow. So if you didn't get it today, you can get it tomorrow. And the blog post goes live about 7 o'clock in the morning, all right? And then don't forget there's 2 pages. So cute. All right. Like I said, the card is pretty much the same, but we're just doing it different. So we're going to make each card. I'm going to make the first card and color everything and show you exactly what I did. And then when we make the second card, everything is pretty much done. I just got to give you the score lines and everything, all right? So we got to keep that out. And then also the new catalog. I ordered everybody's catalog yesterday. Woo, that is such a relief. I got it in. Let me tell you, I did not want to dare miss the catalog. So anybody that's a customer of mine that has placed an order within the last, say, 6 months, you guys are getting this new annual catalog sent to you from Stampin' Up. So I pay Stampin' Up to mail the catalogs for me, right? So if you're a customer of mine, now don't worry if you're a new customer. I can still add you to the mailing. It's just I will mail it personally. So if you do want a catalog, just message me and then I'll put you on my extra list that those are the ones that I'm going to be mailing out personally, all right? So, but officially ordered yesterday is the brand new catalog. So be looking for those in your email, or sorry, in your mailbox. And then this catalog is the current spring mini. I can't open the annual catalog, sorry. This is going through May 5th. I know the back of the mini catalog says April, hold on. Oh yeah, May 5th. So it does not end in April. It's going through May 5th because then the new annual catalog starts on May 6th. So everybody that got on my mailing list, you guys should get all your catalogs before the annual catalog goes live, okay? And if you don't get it, say by maybe May 3rd, if you don't get the annual catalog and you know you're on my list and you don't get it by May 3rd, let me know and I'll reissue it, or I'll call Stampin' Up to have them reissue it, all right? Yay. All right, so let me show you the cards we're going to make today. Aren't these campers adorable? Oh, they're so cute. All right, so this is one. Now, this card might look familiar. We did this, I think it's been 2 years now. We used the Fiesta Taco. Do you guys remember that stamp set? So this is the way the card opens up. Look at the cute little fire pit and the tree and the little chair. So cute. So this one is opening vertical. And then this one is opening up horizontal, which means it opens up like this. So this is that card. So cute. Exactly the same card. It might be different designer paper, but the card itself is the same idea. And I'm thinking I'm calling it the Step Fun Fold because it does create a step in here. But it's so very cute. All right, so we're going to make both of these cards. And I'm wondering if I should start, which one do you guys want me to start with? Vertical or horizontal one? Let me know while I get my paper ready. All right, so one of them I do have everything ready, but it's just a matter of switching everything around. So this one is the horizontal. Let's just do the, that one is actually the vertical. Let's do the horizontal one. I didn't think I was going to buy this set. Guess I need it. I know, Darcy, I know. I feel the same way. It happens to all of us. Yes, it really, truly does. All right, let me get all my pieces out here. We're going to make this one here first, okay? So cute. All right, so we're going to also use a different designer paper from the Timeless Plaid Designer Paper. And I did do a little bit of the die cutting and stuff ahead of time. Oh, you know what? I need a piece of basic white. Hold on. I need to go get a piece of basic white for stamping to show you what I did. Hold on. One moment, please. All right, we got some basic white. All right, so let me show you what you're going to do first before we get to stamping here. All right. I got 2 bases. And you're going to cut, now we're going to make both of them, right? So this is the one we're going to make right now. But you're going to cut your crumb cake is what I'm using for the sample. And this is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay, so that's your basic card. Let me get my bone folder. And then you're going to cut your Timeless Plaid Designer Paper at 4 by 5 1/4. And you're going to do the exact same thing with your second card, but this base is cut at 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5. Okay, and then again, your designer paper is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so what you're going to do first is you're going to adhere your designer paper to, hold on, just dropped my adhesive. We need the adhesive to stamp. Hold on. Gotta pick it up. All right. All right, right, so what you're gonna do now, it's totally up to you, but if you wanna reuse the crumb cake piece for the front of your card like I did for the sample here, you wanna put your adhesive only around the edges. So when you actually die cut the center out, you can remove the designer paper and then reuse that circle, okay? So, but for my sample that I'm actually gonna make with you today, I'm gonna use a different color, so it doesn't really matter. So just put your adhesive around the edges of your designer paper. Can you guys hear me okay? All right, now this is the vertical one. So I'm gonna put that on the front. And then this one is the same thing. So put it around the edges. 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. Can you tell us the colors are going away so we can order before it's too late? Yes, Joanne. The colors are Moody Mauve, Copper Clay, Boho Blue. What's the other color? Hold on, let me get the catalog. A Wild Wheat. I think that's it, right? This is the current catalog. I do got the new colors, the cardstock. If you guys want to go over that at the end of the live, we can go over that and show you the comparisons for the new colors. All right, so we have Copper Clay, Wild Wheat, Boho Blue, Moody Mauve, oh, and Pebbled Path. Those colors are retiring, and then the 2024 through 2026 are going to be good for another year. And then we get our new grouping of 5 more colors that will come in and replace these right here, okay? Hope that helped you. All right, so now we're gonna take our stylish shape circle. I'm gonna use the largest circle in this collection here. And then you're going to die cut the front of your card. Of course, you're gonna open this up and you're just gonna put it in the center, okay? And then you're gonna run that through the die cut machine. And the same thing with your vertical card here. Put that largest circle in the center and then run that through your die cut machine, okay? Now, by the magic of television, I've already got those done. So I got those here. And I'm using Early Espresso with Timeless Plaid. That's more of like a brown paper. Okay. So again, we're gonna make the horizontal version first. So now you can see here, if you want to use that designer paper while you wanna go around the edge, see how that comes right off there. So you can reuse this for something else and the Early Espresso. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're going around the edges with your designer paper. But for my card today, I just cut out another crumb cake because I thought that would look cute in the center, okay? So it's totally up to you what you wanna do. And then your other 2 pieces of your Timeless Plaid. Wait a minute, let me get my measurements here. This is the vertical one, right, we're making? Okay, hold on. This is, oh no, the horizontal. Sorry, we're making the horizontal one first. Let's get it together. All right. All right, we are going to use your Timeless Plaid. Remember the 4 by 5 1/4 for the front, and then you're going to use 1 piece cut at 1 3/4 by 4 3/4, and then another piece cut at 1 1/4 by 4 3/4. Okay, so those are going to go on the inside. Then your basic white piece, we're going to score this together. Your basic white piece is cut at 5 by 8, and we're going to score that right now. And everything is on the printable too, so. Okay, let me just double check everything to make sure it's right. So this is 8 by 5, yes. All right, so along the 8-inch side, we're gonna score this at 2.5. Do not cut, score. 2.5, 4.5. Is this right? Yes, and 8, and sorry, 6. Yes. Okay, so It is. Sorry. 2.5, 4.5, and 6. Okay, so I'm going to just fold my score lines. Okay. All right. Now, for my circle, I use the next size down with the Stylish Shapes in that Stylish Shapes collection. So, remember, we used the largest one for the cutting of the window, and then the next size down in the basic white. And these are all the same for both cards, okay? So just keep that in mind too. All right, so then we're gonna stamp. Let's go ahead and stamp our pieces because the stamp is so cute. Let me get all my pieces here, my stamps. It was so funny because when I was actually making my little goodie bags for on stage, it was like I didn't realize I was getting so involved with all the stuff that I was making for the goodie bags. All right, so we're going to stamp our motorhome or trailer. I think it's a motorhome, right? It's drivable. Okay, so we're going to stamp our motorhome. Do you want me to zoom in a little bit? Here, let me zoom in a little bit. And then I'll move up just a smidge. All right, so there's my trailer. All right, and then we're gonna stamp our trees. We're gonna need 2 trees, a large one and a small one. So I just put them both on one block. So we're gonna use the old olive. So I'm gonna stamp 1 large and then 1 small. These are all in the same stamp set. Okay. And then for my greeting, which is right here, wishing you a beautiful day. This is from the Beach Day stamp set. This is online exclusive. And this trailer is an online exclusive as well. So Beach Day, this is a really awesome set. Wishing you a beautiful day is right there. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp, I think I stamped sending you sunshine your way on the inside. Okay, so then we're going to stamp our greeting with the Memento ink. And I'm just going to hand cut these out. Okay, and then the Happy Camper is also stamped with the Memento ink, which I'm going to hand cut that out with my paper snips. Okay, and then let's see, we're going to stamp our, where's my chair and stuff at? Hold on. Do I even have the chair on the block? Probably not. All right, hold on. Let me see what's all in here. Where's my chair? Oh, right here, right in front of my eyeballs. All right, so you get a little lounge chair. It's actually a little campfire chair. And then a campfire, which is adorable. And then there's dies to cut all of this out too, okay? All right, let's put our old olive away. Now let me show you how I colored them. I got all my blends over here. Oh, we need to stamp the canopy too with the trailer again. Hold on. Let me get the Memento ink back out. Let me show you how I did that. So all I need is that canopy part of this motorhome. So I'm just going to ink that up on the edge. I'm just going to stamp that along the edge of my design, or my basic white right there. Because that's the only piece that I need to pop up, because I'm going to cut that out. Okay? All right, now we're going to use, let's color the camper first. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay. All right, so let's start with the crumb cake. Crumb cake light. I'm going to color in the top of my RV here. And then I'm going to color in the planter on the window. And then along the grill of the RV, like that. And I'm going to take the dark crumb cake. I'm just going to add a little shadowing on my planter and the top of my trailer. Go back in with the light. This is how I made all the goodie bags too. So you can see why I only made so many. Very time consuming. All right, and then I'm gonna use the black, basic black for my wheels. Now, when I'm coloring in the wheels, I also die cut out the hubcaps, and those are gonna go over that, and then also the door. So when I'm coloring in these wheels, I'm not being very careful to like worry about the inside of my wheel because I'm gonna cover that up. So I'm just making a circle around the wheel, okay? And then I'm gonna use my Balmy Blue. I'm gonna use Pool Party, Pool Party, Lost Lagoon, and Crumb Cake for my canopy, but I'm gonna color my canopy over here. And I'm gonna color it in thirds. So I'm gonna start with my Lost Lagoon. Remember, I'm gonna cut this part out to pop it up. So I'm gonna color Lost Lagoon. I'm gonna skip 2 and color Lost Lagoon again. Skip 2, color it again. Skip 2. So here's my canopy. And then I'm gonna take my Pool Party, do the same thing. Color in the next little awning thing. Okay. And then Crumb Cake Light. Okay. Then let's go back to our motorhome over here. I'm going to use the Old Olive Light to color in my little planter here. There is like a little plant inside the planter. I'm just going to color that in. And then I took the Petal Pink Light. I wanted it to look like glass for the front, for the windshield and the side. So I just colored this in with Petal Pink Light. Okay. All right. And then let me color in the chair in the fireplace. So the chair, I used the Balmy Blue light for the base of the chair. I love coloring. And then I took the Balmy Blue Dark and I just kind of went over the lines a little bit. Now for the fire pit, I colored the fire pit in with the Crumb Cake Light. And then I took the Daffodil Dark, and I'm just gonna make a daffodil color right down the center of the campfire flame. Just color that in. Can you see that okay? Let me zoom in a little bit more maybe. Okay, so I did the daffodil right over the fire, right down the middle, and then I took the real red with the bullet point and I just colored in the flame points. Okay. And then I took pumpkin pie and blended those daffodil and the real red together just to kind of give it a realistic fire flame. Isn't that cute? Seriously. All right, so let me show you all the dies that work on this set. You get more than what I used, but let me show you. Okay, so this also comes in a bundle, the Adventure Together. So again, you get the motorhome, right? So you can cut that out. Then you get the trees, the small and the large. So cute, you guys. And then the door I cut out with the Lost Lagoon. So you can see I cut the door out here. But I'm not going to put that on this one. I'm going to put it on the one that I already die cut out. So die cuts out a door. And then, let me pick up my markers here. All right. Then I cut out 2 of the hubcaps in the Balmy Blue, which they're super tiny. So I cut out 2 of those, right? Hold on. Okay, so 2 of the hubcaps that are going to go over the tires. And then the chair, which is right here. The chair. and the campfire. Okay, so you can see you got the 2 wheels and the door right here. Wait, right there. 2 wheels and the door. You also get a strip of grass, the tire tread, which is cute, and then a couple like greetings you could use for the you know, life is an adventure or whatever. Okay, so all those dies are in the collection. Okay, so let's go ahead. I got them already die cut out, so let's bring those over so I can finish mine. I'll use this one for later. Okay. All right. So we got our trees. And I got my camper already colored, right? Just like we just did earlier. And then I got my door and my wheels. And then I also stamped wishing you a beautiful day. And what I did also is I sponged with the sponge dauber with the crumb cake, just to kind of give it an antique feeling, like it's been weatherized, you know, sitting outside camping. So that's what I did with the fire pit and the chair. So here's my chair and my fire pit. So we're going to color those. Actually, I got to color those, sorry. So let me just color them again. So let me color because I didn't cut this, the ones I just colored with you out. Daffodil. And then the real red with the tips of the fire. And then the pumpkin pie. Just to kind of blend that all in. To make it look like a real fire pit, All right, and then we're going to color is this the light? No, this is dark. So we're using the crumb cake light for the pit. Okay. And then the chair, again, we're going to color that with the balmy blue. Balmy blue light. Yes. The chair, the fire pit, and the small tree are going to go on the inside of our card. Okay. And then take the dark of the balmy blue and just go over the cushion, kind of, just to emphasize on that. All right, and then for my sponging, I use the sponge dauber. Remember, these come, I think, in a pack of 5, so they fit right on the tip of your finger. And I'm just going to use the crumb cake. So like I said, I want to age it a little bit, like it's been rusted sitting outside in the weather. So I'm just going to sponge my chair so it's not so white, and also the fire pit. You can do the trees and the RV if you want. Okay. Oh, and then I'm going to do let me cut this down here. Let me get my scissors. So we're going to cut this down. I'm going to flag the end. I think this measures, yeah, a 1/2 inch wide. So I'm just going to pin at the end with my snips. And then I'm going to sponge that too. And the happy camper. I've already got my happy camper cut out too. So let's sponge my wishing you a beautiful day. You guys remember sponging everything back in the day? I forget how nice it is. It just finishes it. Like my mom says, it's all about the details, right? It just doesn't make it look so stark white on the card with it being kind of like a masculine card. You know what I mean? All right, and then here's my happy campers. That's also in the stamp set. It's so cute. I'm going to sponge those edges. Okay, and then let's put our camper together now, because that's going to make it all look so cute. All right, so we're going to put our wheels on our RV here. So I'm just going to take my liquid glue. I'm going to dot the center of my tires. Remember, this is the balmy blue for the hubcaps, and it covers a lot of yucca. You know what I mean? So you don't have to color the wheels perfectly. Just try to stay in the outline. And then the inside, it doesn't matter because it's going to get covered up, you know? So I'm going to pick up my hubcap. There is a front, which is this right here with the line. Can you see that? The line. And then the back side is not. Okay, so we want to definitely put the hubcap on the right side. Put that right in the center of the tire. Isn't it cute? I'm telling you, it like comes together after you put everything on there. It's so cute. All right, and then the door, I'm going to put the adhesive on the door. The liquid glue. Just put it around there. Just a little bit. Come on out. There we go. All right, and then, of course, the door is, there's a right and a wrong way. The little camper door window and the handle punch out after you die cut it. And they go with the door. So then this is Lost Lagoon for my door handle. Isn't it cute, you guys? It's so adorable. But wait, it's going to get even better because remember we colored my little awning right here? So now I'm going to cut this out. And I find that when you cut the awning out, it's better to do the little scallops first. So I'm just taking my snips and just kind of rolling the paper with the little awning scallops. It doesn't take very long, right? It's so cute. Okay, then we're going to cut up the side here, or the top. Right? Just like that. And then we're going to put a piece of Stampin' Dimensionals on the back side of that. So I have my, actually, let me see if I got my mini. Do I have minis in here? Hold on. Yes. So this is what I did for all 12 of my goodie bags. So on your, excuse me, your minis for the Stampin' Dimensionals, there's like an extra wide little overhang that's like extra. So what I did is I just used that. You could also use the adhesive strips if you want, but this is already there, so why not? So just take a chunk of that off, and then we're going to put that onto the awning, just like that. Pick it up if I can. And then this, this awning is going to go right over top of my trailer, kind of bringing in all those colors. Isn't it cute? Oh, who wouldn't love to camp in this RV, right? Love it. All right, now let's put our card together. Let me get this out of the way. Let me get my piece of basic white. All right. The next card will go a little bit faster because we don't have to do all that stamping. We already did all that, right? All right, so I do got extra wheels here. So this is the way you're gonna fold. Let me think now. We gotta think how this is gonna go. Let me look at my sample again. All right. All right, so we're gonna fold this down and then, wait now, let me see here. This is gonna go this way. Here, hold on. Like that, no. Let me see. Hold on. Just give me 1 second here. This is going to be folded down. Is that the way? Yes. This is the way, because this is going to be the back of my card. Wait, let me zoom out. Sorry. Hold on. Let's zoom you back out. There we go. All right. So this is going to be the back of our card right here. This is the 2 and say 5/8 side. So you're just going to fold your card like this. Now the trick is this should fit into your card perfectly like this, right? You should have your border, but what you're going to do is you're going to take this edge over here and butt that up to that score line, making sure to keep it centered for the edges, the 3 edges right here. So this is the way your card is going to be folded, just like this, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to put adhesive first on this back edge. I'm going to use liquid glue. Oh. Liquid glue over here. That's not good. Get that off of there. All right, now, this is the way the card's going to be folded up. Remember, this is the way it's folding. We're going to put this piece down first into the center of the card. And like I said, it should be like a layer, but you're going to take this edge here and put it right up to that center score line. Okay. So your back, this piece right back here is the only piece that you're adhering down. That's kind of crooked here. Hold on. Let's do that again. Line it up with the score line. And then keep it centered. There, that's better. All right, so this piece is adhered down, right? All right, now we're going to fold the card. Now this piece here is going to get attached to the front of the card because that's going to make your step right here. So you can see how the card is going to open. You can see right here is that back piece. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to adhere our adhesive only onto this early espresso piece right up to that circle and a little bit on the side. But also you want to make sure to keep in mind that you don't want to go over too far because this has got a border here. So you want to keep that in mind when you're adding your adhesive over here too, okay? So I'm going to, of course, go to the bottom edge over here, right? Keeping that edge in mind so I don't go over that, and then go up a little bit. Keep it around the window. Okay, so that is going to get folded over onto this section right here. But it's going to stay flat, right up to that score line. Okay, and then you're going to fold this over. And then it should be good. Now you can always go in and adjust that if it didn't get high enough. But I always say go on the side of caution before you put too much adhesive and then it's too much, you know, for the side. So when you open the card, see, like I have a gap here. So I would definitely be able to put more glue under here. Seal that down, right? And then this side over here. There we go. Just like that. Press that down. Okay. Then when the card opens, it just automatically pulls that circle when you're opening it. Like this here. Let me show you like this right here. So when I open that, it automatically pulls it open. Isn't that cute? All right, so since we cut the circle out, let me actually put the designer paper in first. So I'm getting low on my Timeless Plaid. I got some more coming, but you want to put your designer paper in before you add your circles and stuff. So you got your, this is 1 and, what was this? 1 3/4 by 4 3/4. That's going to go in the center of your step piece. Right here. And then this is your 1 1/4 by 4 3/4. So that's going to go on the top step. Okay. Hold on, got glue. All right, so we're going to put this right here. And like on my other card, you can see I use multiple different designer papers for the inside. It doesn't matter. They're all really nice papers, but I'm getting kind of low, so yikes. Don't run out of this paper. It's awesome. All right, so this is the card. That's it, right? Now we're going to add our crumb cake circle. Remember I cut out an extra circle, but if you want to use your early espresso cup, the early espresso circle that we cut out, remember we're going to put the designer paper or the adhesive around the edges so you can reuse this if you want. That should fit right back into the circle. But I'm going to use the crumb cake just because I use crumb cake on the trailer and stuff. So again, the stitched edge is what we want up. And close your card. This inside the circle right here, right where that designer paper is is the only place you're going to add your adhesive, right here. Okay? Then take your largest circle, put that into that cutout. Use the same circle so it should fit perfectly. Tear that down. Okay? Haha, Marcia. I knew you would get it. Marcia checked my template or my printable for you guys. And she's like, what? And it's kind of hard to take extra pictures because I'm only allowed, I only allow myself one page for the printable. But, you know, the printable goes with the video. So if you watch the video, then you have the printable, and then you guys can definitely see how it all goes together. Let me see, where's my crumb cake at? I need to sponge my circle. My little stylish shape circle here. Just add a little aging to it. You don't see much of the circle actually, but I figured why not do it, right? All right, and then we're gonna, did I pop this up? Nope. I'm just gonna add this to the crumb cake circle. To the center. Right? And then for my trailer, my RV, that's going to go on the front. And I'm going to put the large tree at the back end, and I'm going to put adhesive on the tree, just the one side that's sticking to my circle. Back here. About there. And then take some dimensionals, pop our little RV up. Isn't that cute with the little awning 3D? All right, and then we're going to put this right into the circle, right about there. And then one thing I did do is I took the crumb cake Stampin' Blends and I just grounded the trailer. So I just add a little dirt here underneath the trailer a little bit. Just like that, okay? And then the Happy Campers is going to go right onto the front top of my trailer right here. And again, I'm going to use dimensionals for that. I want to have everything fit inside the circle. So when it opens, there's nothing hindering that to open like that. Okay? Isn't it cute? And then let's put our small tree. Did I use dimensionals? Okay, dimensionals on everything for the inside. So let's pop the tree up on a dimensional. This is going to go over here. Then the chair. All right. I'm going to put this right here, and then the fire pit. Right? Can't forget the fire pit. That's the cutest too. Yep. Let me move this chair over a little bit. There we go. Isn't that cute? All right, and then we're going to stamp the inside. Let the adventure begin. And that's also in the stamp set. Just making sure I'm stamping it right. Yep. All right, so stamp that with the black. Make sure this is straight. Yep, looks pretty good. And then we're just going to stamp this right in the center of this panel here. Okay. Adorable. Look how cute that is, you guys. So cute. And then we're going to take the Wishing You a Beautiful Day. I'm going to take those mini dimensionals. This is just going to go underneath my little peekaboo window. Just to add something to it. So it's not so plain. And then I use the embellishments from the... Hold on, let me get them. I'll show you. This is just going to go at the bottom of my little peekaboo window. Let me see here. Where's my embellishments that I used? Okay, these are the transparent adhesive backed dots. These are in the, I want to say the vegetable stamp set in the annual catalog. So on my sample here, because I feel like there's more green on this card than my brown one, so I used the Granny Apple Green embellishments for this one. Actually, for this one, I'm gonna make that one next. Okay, so I'm gonna use I think I'm gonna use the white maybe for this one here. So let's just add a couple of these embellishments. I'm gonna add a couple of the big ones, and then one right down here. That is the horizontal step fun fold card. Oh, there we go. Cute. You guys are going to make a lot of these. I got a feeling these are just so super cute. Especially if you get that trailer, Adventure Together. It's going to be a favorite. I hope it carries over because I want to use it for my retreat in October. We'll see. I love it so much. All right, now let's make the vertical version of the same card. Any questions about this one? Isn't it cute? Oh, I love it so much. All right, so let's get our pieces out for this one. I think I've already colored all of these, so I can put my Stampin' Blends away. I don't know if I actually sponged everything, though. All right, so this card base is your 4 1/4 by 11, right? So here's, I cut that out. Remember, if you want to reuse the early espresso piece, this one got a little adhesive on there, you can do that, but I'm using the crumb cake for mine again. So I'm making a pair of the same card, okay? So, but you can use this for something else, as well as your designer paper, right? All right, so let me give you the measurements of the basic white piece and your designer paper. Everything else is the same. So your basic white piece, hold on, let me flip my printable here. Get to the right page. All right, so this one, basic white, this is the one that was like my card that we made for my retreat back 2 years ago with the Taco Fiesta stamp set. So this basic white is cut at 4 by 9 1/4, and we're going to score this piece. And then you're going to cut 2 pieces of the Timeless Plaid. These are cut at, both of them are cut at 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. This is going to be for the inside for the step part, okay? And then let's get our trimmer so we can score. And again, we're going to measure first, make sure everything's cut right. So this is 9 1/4 by 4. Did I say that right? Yeah, 4 by 9 1/4, and we're going to score this at 2, 4, and 6. The 6-inch piece down here is going to be for the inside. That's going to get adhered to the inside of the card. So remember how we do this here? So this is the way this card is going to be folded for the inside. Okay? So this is the part of the inside. Let me show you the finished card here so you can get a visual here. Okay, so this is this piece right down here at the bottom, right here. And then you can see this side here makes the step. Okay, so this is the way the card is going to go into your base. And again, it's going to fit like a layer. Let me just burnish these score lines here, just so that it folds good. Okay. All right, so let me show you here. This card is the base. So you can see here, this should fit into your card like this. And again, you're going to take this edge all the way up to that score line. If you don't do the score line, it won't open right. Okay? So then that's going to get folded over, and then you're going to have your step card that looks like this. We're going to do it, but I'm just giving you a heads up. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead and put this card together. So we're going to put our card in like this. Let me show you again. This is going to be the bottom, where we're going to put our fire pit, our chair, and our tree. And then these are the steps, and then this piece is what's going to attach to the front of the card, okay? So, but to put it in, again, you're going to line it up. Make sure it's kind of centered around the edges really good. I do feel like this is a little bit wider, but that's what I did for the Taco Fiesta card, so I'm rolling with it. Okay, so we're going to only put adhesive on this back piece here. Okay, and then we're going to, again, we're going to center this. That's the only where you're adding the adhesive only. Then butt that up to the score line. Okay, centering it right up to that score line. Making sure that folds up in there. Don't want to go over the score line, but that looks pretty good. Okay, so this is all not adhered. Only this piece is adhered to the front or to the back inside, okay? Then we're going to fold our front, and then again we're going to take our liquid glue and kind of eyeballing it. Remember, we got a border here, so you don't want to put your adhesive all the way to the edge. But I do want to go up to that score line and go up. Right, keeping that border. You can always add more after you fold this over. Okay, so just hold that down. You can use any adhesive. I'm just using liquid glue because I got it here, okay? Okay, so you can see here how it makes a step. And then if you see like little gaps here, like mine is gapping here, so let me add some more adhesive. Like I said, I'd rather go on the side of being more conservative with the liquid glue than doing it too much, right? Okay. Just hold that in place for a minute. Let me look at your comments. You make such cute cards. Love watching your videos. Oh, thank you, Marsha. Do you have a theme? No, no theme. We're really changing it up this year, Linda. Wait till you hear all the changes I'm doing to this year's retreat. It's going to be so great. It's going to be so great. So I do have the confirmation for the hotel. I got that earlier this week, but I'm still going to try one more hotel. And again, it's up in Frankenmuth. So me and Richard are going up there Saturday after Jesse's sourdough class here. And we're going to go check out that hotel. So before I actually lock in with the regular hotel that we have been doing for the last few years, we're going to try something else. And I want to make sure the room is a little bit bigger than what they're saying. So, but after we go up there and see it, then I'm going to let you guys all know what's coming, all right? So stay tuned for that. But yeah, it's so exciting. I'm so excited. All right, so there's your card. And again, it's going to open up like this. Okay? And then we're going to take our two designer papers. We're going to put one here and one over here. So these are the exact same size. So 1 3/4 by 3 3/4, sorry. 3 3/4 by 1 3/4. Put that one here. I love this plaid paper. It was on back order for the longest time. And then I got it finally. So it is back in stock. And the Adventure Together bundle is available. I really, really hope and pray it carries over. Remember, we have the last chance list is posting on April 1st. So this would be the time to get all your favorites. Because once they sell out, then they're going to be discontinued. So I'm really, really hoping this set carries over because I love it so much. I'm so late to the party, you guys, with this stamp set. I seriously was not getting it. Richard can testify. I was fighting it. And then the stamping cruise happened. All right, so we're going to, again, add our liquid glue to just the piece where the designer paper is in the circle. I'm just like you guys. We go to on-stage events and any Stampin' event. We get excited about everything too, you know? We're no different. But I was like, oh man, I gotta order this bundle. And then I was afraid it was gonna sell out because it was an online exclusive. Like, oh no, please don't sell out. I'm just doing the card exactly like what we did before, so I'm not showing you all the steps here. it's exactly the same card, right? Oh, we forgot to sponge. Hold on. I got a sponge because that does make it better. Sponge with your dauber. Like I said, you get 5 daubers in your pack. So you can have, like I don't know, I try to use my daubers for each of like a color, like all my blues. And you can just clean off your sponge dauber like that and just reuse it like with another color. But if you want one for each of your colors, you can do that too. Okay, so there's the front. And then again, I've already got my RV already colored with the awning already on there. Oh, my chair is stuck to it. So let's put in our tree. Put my liquid glue on the one side back because that's sticking to the circle. Right about there. Then take my RV. Oh, hold on. Gotta hold that down a little bit more. Is that gonna go over that? Oh, wait, I gotta move it in a little bit more. There we go. Don't want that circle to get caught up because this one is opening this way. I forgot. Sorry. All right, now we're gonna add our little RV here inside the circle, right? And again, we're gonna take our crumb cake blend, add a little grounding here. Little, don't take a lot. All right, and then our happy camper, where's that? Right here. Already sponged that. Let me get my dimensionals. All right. I think my mom would like this card. Happy Campers. Yeah, look at how cute that is. All right, and then my wishing you a beautiful day. Go on the front again with dimensionals. And I've already sponged all these here. Don't forget to sponge. It makes it look more rustic. All right, so wishing you a beautiful day. So nice. And then we're going to decorate the inside again. So we're going to take our small tree, stamped in Old Olive. Everything gets popped up on dimensionals, right? I'm going to put it right here. Get my chair. Sponge that too. I already did all that just to save time. You didn't want me to see me do all that again, did you? No. Oh, I love this chair in the fire pit. It makes me reminisce about when my family used to go camping. My mom had a popcorn maker. Man, it was like a heavy-duty popcorn maker. Everybody in the campgrounds knew that my mom was the popcorn maker, right, Mom? All right, so let's stamp Let the Adventure Begin again on the inside with the Memento ink. Right about there. Okay. Ta-da! And let's get some embellishments on here. I do have 2 other cards that I made with the Ocean Friends, but I did not take pictures of that yet, so I will post them on my Facebook page on Friday so you guys can see those cards, but they're made the exact same way. I made both of them. I still got to take pictures and crop it and all that kind of stuff, so I'm going to try to post them on Friday, all right? So let's add our embellishments. Again, I'm going to use the white. Put some up here. So cute. So this is the vertical version of the Step Fun Fold card. Same card, but it just opens up this way. Ta-da! Oh, I love it so much. So, so cute. All right, let me bring in the other one here, and then I'll bring in the other 2. This is using the early espresso. I did not take pictures of these either. The pictures that are posted on my blog are these ones, all right? With the crumb cake and the greens on this one. So you'll see these. And then also I link back to my Facebook page if you guys seen my goodie bags that I made for everybody for on stage. So this is the vertical one. Same, but different, right? And then this is the horizontal one. So cute. I can't wait to see what you guys love about this card. All right, so cute. Love the paper and the stamp set. Michelle says, thank you, Michelle. Irene says, hi, Mom. Yeah, she goes out to a campgrounds and she like manages the campgrounds all summer long. So she's got like a nice trailer out there and she's got like a little mule, which is like a go-kart. So she's in her own little world out there at the campgrounds, and then people rent docks out there and bring their campers in. So she's going to be going out probably the middle of May, and then she doesn't come home until like October. She does come home throughout the week to do her laundry and check mail and stuff, but that's her love language, is that camping. Me, not so much, right? Okay, I just ordered this paper. I know, Cindy, you're going to love it. The paper is awesome. I really hope that carries over too. Isn't the trailer cute with the awning? I love it so much. It just adds a little personality to it. All right, guys. Hi, Mario. You love the fun fold. Awesome. Hi, Renee, Dawn, Diana. All right, guys. Any other questions before I let you guys go? Also, don't forget, if you guys have at least 10 FSM tokens left, you have until next week, which I think is Monday, to cash in your tokens. After the 31st, the tokens will be voided, all right? So I can't emphasize that enough. And make sure you're emailing me here so I get the email. And I will let you know when I order it, all right? So email me here when you're ready to place your FSM Club tokens for a free item. And keep the value at $50 or less, all right? All right, so this is Dawn at theglitterpit.com, right? So email me there so I get it, because I know we're getting down to the wire. And then again, I ordered all the catalogs. So everybody that's a customer of mine, you guys should be getting the catalogs in your mailbox. Mid to late April. You should get them before the catalog goes live on May 6th, all right? Thank you, Renee. When will this be posted? Okay, so the printable, which is this right here, will be posted on my website, which is right over here, dawnstampingthoughts.net. And I usually post my blog at 7:02 in the morning. You can catch the replay, look at all the cards, these two cards here, and then also get the printable. And then I have all the items listed for the supplies too. So if you want to shop with me, I appreciate your business. If you guys get inspired by me, I appreciate your business, right? Thank you so much for picking me to be your demonstrator. All right, so, but this will be posted on my blog tomorrow, which is the dawnstampingthoughts.net, all right? Any other questions? Hi, Cliffy. You always have the best fun folds. Thank you for sharing. You're so welcome, Cliffy. All right. Okay, you guys, I'll see you next week. Again, I don't know what I'm making. Please say a prayer for me that I get rid of this cough, and, you know, it's just kind of weird. I feel like it's the seasons are changing again. It was nice, and now it's chilly. So I feel like it's just, you know, part of the seasons changing. So I really don't think it's going to last very long, but thank you. My husband sings your jingle. Dawn at theglitterpit.com. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Liz's hubby. Yeah, it is catchy, huh? Hey, let me know. I have had Dawn Stamping Thoughts for my website ever since I started blogging. I'm thinking of changing it to the Glitter Pit. Do you think that would be easier to find on my website? I've already got the domain name and everything, so it's just a matter of switching it, but I'm really considering it. So my blog, my YouTube channel will all be the Glitter Pit. I know we started out with the Glitter Pit is just for my Stampin' videos, but it's so catchy. You guys all love it. I love it. So why not work it as my brand, right? We'll see. But I'm just kind of giving you guys a heads up of what I've been thinking about behind the scenes. So also, retreat information. This is my glitter retreat that will happen in October. I know many of you guys have reached out to me and want to attend this year. So more information will be coming within the next couple weeks. I got to get everything written up. But and everybody that's my VIP that you saved the you put a deposit down to come back this next year, you guys will get the information first, and then after that it will go to the public. So I'm limited to space, but just know that I would love to have you guys, and I'm doing things a little bit different this year. I mean, some things will always stay the same, but some things are changing. So I'm very excited about it. So stay tuned for that. And as soon as I post it live for anybody that wants to come, you guys will be the first to know besides my VIP ladies, all right? So stay tuned for that. Also, we're still working on the stamping cruise. Man, I'm telling you, we're having issues. So we're working diligently to get that stamping cruise done. But it's still a little work in progress. But we're on it. We are taking care of the job. So stay tuned for all that. All right. Thank you, Mario. All right. So I'll see you guys next week. Same glitter time, same glitter station. Love you guys. Bye. Boy, my voice is squeegee. Okay. See you later. Thanks, guys.